Mr. J.Cook. But before then, we're going to play his producer, Mr. Producer.
Yeah, Mr. Producer.
And he's amazing. He also is being nominated for several awards. His name is Sandino. He is lighting up the charts with his new EP, right?
Right.
He's coming out with a new single. Matter of fact, I think it's going to be out this week or the beginning of next week. And so, without further ado, what's the name of the song?
This is Sandino, and I think it's but they don't have this. We don't have the song entitled on here, but I think it's 517.
No, it's not.
No, okay, sorry. The name of the song is one of my favorite songs. I like that. That movie. It's double XL.
There you go.
But this is my song. When I told my wife about a long time ago, I said, "You need to check it out."
He did tell me. I like the 517 song too, but I wanted to switch it up. But he did tell me. But I was like, well, let me listen to. I haven't heard the whole song.
Yeah, this song I heard this song said a lot of times. This song here is very, very realistic on about what testimony of his life.
What he did.
Right. What were the things, the struggles he had, and that God had, delivered him from, and that the things he had to deal with. So,
and he has his own production company called NSL. And like I said, y'all go out and support these artists and go to the ballots and vote for them. This man of God has done so much in the body of Christ. He's taken streets by force. He literally is taking men that are coming out of prison and jail and pulling them in and saying, hey, here's the tools to be successful. But meanwhile, you're trying to get successful. Here's the antidote that's going to make you free. Right. And, we had an amazing interview with him.
Awesome.
And I was just blown away by the transparency, and sometimes you have to be like that to snatch them up. And so with that being said, we hope you enjoy that. But after that, we're going to be literally in our house with Mr. J.Cook.
Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Yeah. Yeah. Size me up, double XL. A line on the tail, dodged the bullet, been through hell. Thought they knew me oh so well. I picked up when I fell and kept it pushing. I picked up when I flew. Size me up, double XL. A line on the tail, dodged the bullet, been through hell. Thought they knew me oh so well. I picked up when I fell and kept it pushing. I picked up when I fell and kept it pushing. Size me up, double XL. A line on the tail, dodged a bullet, been through hell. Thought they knew me oh so well. I picked up when I fell and kept it pushing. I picked up when I fell and kept it pushing.
No matter what I did, I doubled in size. I always visualized, even if they criticized, and if they can, they'll crucify. Through Jesus' eyes, I will rise. Sure, I won't demise. They despise that I epitomize and socialize with no lies, real vibes. I don't corrupt the mind or manipulate. It's all love and no hate, so keep it real. We all make mistakes. Yeah, you can't break what's broken. That's why my heart is open. I can't apologize for being well spoken. Stop with all that joking, they poking, provoking. But the truth is, they think they got me sized up and they hoping that one day I won't dodge a bullet that came for me, yet smoking. Well, listen here, it's crystal clear. Poof, you could just disappear.
Size me up, double XL. A line on the tail, dodge a bullet, been through hell. Thought they knew me oh so well. I picked up when I fell and kept it pushing. I picked up when I fell and kept it pushing. Size me up, double XL. A line on the tail, dodge a bullet, been through hell. Thought they knew me oh so well. I picked up when I fell and kept it pushing. I picked up when I fell and kept it pushing.
Size me up, double XL. I'm like a turtle trying to get it, boy, I'm out of my shell. I see you dancing with the devil, you won't drag me to hell. Mercy there, mercy gang, yeah, that's all that I yell. Okay, boy, I serve a big God, plus I got a big heart. Size me up like 6'4", no cable, just a jump start. I'm trying to get what's mine, so you can get what's yours. I used to rap about guns, now I rap about the Lord. I'm so focused on the kingdom, too many senses like a Ford. And when it's time for outreach, I'm ballin' like I'm Jordan. Yeah, we making plays, giving God praise. Thank God for that dodge or that bullet that way. Oh,
size me up, double XL. A line on the tail, dodge a bullet, been through hell. Thought they knew me oh so well. I picked up when cell. A line on the tail. Dodge a bullet, been through hell. Thought they knew me oh so well. I picked up when I fell and kept it pushing. I picked up when I fell and kept it pushing. I picked up when I fell and kept it pushing.
No matter what I did.
I picked up when I fell and kept it pushing.
And we are back.
Yes, we are definitely back. Listen, I am so excited for what's about to take place. I really am. Do you want to do the introduction this time, honey?
I will try, and you can filter in if I left anything. My memory, but I would try. But yeah, they're just an awesome, awesome guy, awesome CHH artist. Man, got some vocals. I mean, I love it. Very distinctive. And he's a guy that's going to, in the near future, man, I think is going to really go very far in his ministry. And his name is J.Cook.
Yay! welcome, J.Cook.
And here is I got so excited. I went in fan mode a little bit.
Did you?
I did. I had to catch myself.
Welcome, J.Cook, to Life Talk Radio Show.
What's up, Jay?
Thank you so much. So glad to be here. Thank you, guys.
Awesome. I'm really ready to get into this interview part, this fellowship. We call it a fellowship, but you know the
technicality of radio says interview.
But so you want to get started, honey?
Yeah. My question to you, J. Cook. First of all, I just want to know a little bit about you. Like, when did you have that aha moment as far as in your life where it was a turning point where you pretty much was a Saul, but now you became Paul?
Wait. We gotta first like let them know, who he is first. We introduce it, but I want to hear from him. How did he get started in the music industry?
Okay, we'll back it up. We'll back it up.
I tell people often that if I was to tell you my story, I would tell you a story of redemption. And I was actually raised in church. I grew up in a Pentecostal lifestyle.
Right.
And was called to preach at age 15. I've been singing all my life. When I was younger, my dad and my mom and myself, we would travel to different churches singing Southern gospel music.
Right.
And that was the environment that I grew up in. And I would say I joined the Air Force in 2007 after finishing my first of being a youth pastor for the first time. And something happened. Life kind of did what life does. My marriage at the time was failing.
Right.
And I joined the Air Force. I needed a career. I needed to do something with my life that would build stability outside of the ministry. But it's sad to say, but we have to have finances to provide for our families and stability for ourselves. And as a man, that was something that's always resonated with me. And at the time, I didn't have a career. I didn't have any purpose other than ministry. And as much as I loved the ministry, it wasn't paying the bills.
Right.
So, it put a lot of strain on my marriage at the time, and my marriage was failing. And so I joined the Air Force. I was active duty Air Force for about 5 years. That was in 2007. And not really sure what happened, but during that time I completely backslid from everything I was raised in, and was living a life of sin. To take it even further, fast forward to 2012. At this point, I'm separated from the Air Force because of an injury I received in Afghanistan, and I'm just at a really, really low point in life. That marriage was over. I'd been in a couple other relationships at that point, and they were over. And I'm trying to piece my life back together from basically a bunch of self-made problems. I don't blame anyone but myself. It all leads down to bad decisions that I had made. The Bible says we reap what we sow. And I was reaping really, really hard.
Wow.
And I kind of got to a point where I never really said it out loud. I can admit it now, but at the time I never said it out loud. But I was full-blown atheist at that point. I didn't believe in anything. And it was say much about it other than I let myself get in my own way.
Wow.
But so fast forward even a couple more years now, 2014.
Mm-hmm.
Some friends of mine at the time had invited me to come to church for something, and I didn't really think much of it. I grew up in church, or I was in church.
Right.
Didn't matter. I've never been one, even during that time. I've never been one to push my beliefs or what I felt on anyone. Even outside of Christianity, atheism, whatever, I've always tried to be a fairly morally good person.
Right.
And so, he invited me to church, and of course, no problem. And I didn't realize it at the time, but when I was there, a tiny little spark was lit. And like I said, it was tiny, it was almost non-existent, but it was there. And then a couple of weeks after that, about 4 weeks after that, I actually hit rock bottom for real, and I hit the lowest point that I'd ever been. And during that time, I had nowhere to go but back to my knees and back to God. And let me tell you something.
Wow.
I found freedom in surrender.
Come on.
And that little tiny spark tonight. And it has done nothing but grow into an ever-engulfing flame that surrounds me today. So my moment when Saul became Paul was 2014, about April 2014.
Praise God.
Awesome.
Praise God.
Awesome.
Phew.
Man.
Praise God. I love what you were saying.
Right.
Sometimes we as Christians, especially, and I relate to you on the fact growing up in a church home and everything else. And, eventually, I didn't stray off too bad, but I did stray off. I was like, I want to just live a little bit and go to my own understanding on some things. And so I realized, even though I was still going to church and stuff, don't get me wrong, but I realized that, okay, am I gun-ho about this? Growing up I was, but as I got older, it was like, okay, I'm just going to allow, I need to date. I need to do this. Or I need that. I made it more of my personal journey versus God's journey. And so, like you said, those self things happen. I got into a marriage that was abusive. And if I had to just listen to God from the beginning and just waited on him, that probably would have never happened. So I like how you said that you didn't blame, you kind of didn't blame God for the, you reap what you sow. And that I can relate to that because I was married to an abusive guy and we had 2 children. Now I had to deal with, co-parenting. And it was really rough. Right. But I thought about it. If I had to just listen to the voice of God and just been patient on it, I probably would have never had dealt with some of the stuff that I went through. And I never once, like you said, I actually did not blame God. I was like, this is honestly, if I had to just did it the right way, this would have never happened. So, I like how you said that, sometimes as Christians, we tend to blame, well, God, it's your fault that I'm dealing with this now. Not realizing, did he ever tell you to do that from the beginning?
Well, maybe at the time I did. At the time, I may have blamed God. Now I can look back and
right.
I don't. But at the time, I was very angry with God.
Right.
And sort of what led to the atheism is I was, I wasn't in a good place. I was on the verge of being evicted from my apartment at the time, and I was really struggling with a lot of things in life. And again, these were all self-made problems. I just didn't want to admit it.
Right.
And it got to a point where I looked up to my ceiling in my apartment, and I was like, God, I need you now more than ever. If you really are who has been beating in my head since I was a child.
Right.
If you really are that, I need a Moses moment. I need a David moment. I need to see you like in real life, and I need something. And that never came. And so about a week went by, and I'm still going through all this. This is how bad it got. I looked at the floor, and I said, he ain't helping me. What can you do?
Wow.
I was ready to sign it all over. They do in the movies that literally sign a contract to give the soul. I was ready to sign it all over to get out of my property. And then so about a week went by, and still nothing happened in my favor. So I finally said, well, if neither one of you are going to help me, then you must not exist. So I'm done with both of you. So, and so that's where I was. When I tell you I was in a bad, and I don't know what's scarier, being